limited race cars. They piled into the pit area all afternoon and into the night on Friday, a full day of practice, qualifying with 7 feature events. Last night, got done a little after 11 o'clock, and we're back this morning. Now afternoon, getting set for the first feature, one of 8. That'll take place here. Two modifieds have a quick warm-up session as they prepare for their feature event. We'll roll off NASCAR Federal Modified Series for the first of 2 non-qualifying events. A total of some 25 cars participating between the both of them. 55 cars took time yesterday. Only 26 made it into the field on time. There were a few provisionals handed out. Everybody else into the non-qualifiers race, which will be the first event on the Speedway here in just a few moments.
Here on this beautiful Sunday afternoon in the month of October, as the foliage is near its peak here in southern New England, we welcome all of you. From the folks here at the Speedway, from the folks at Extramart, from all of the various racing divisions, a nice warm welcome to you. Thank you very much for joining us. It's time now to tighten up the seatbelts, hang on, because this is a winner-take-all event. Pace car is in. Here they come. Off the turn, Eric Burt in the number 13. He will lead them at the line. Kenny Bouchard is on the outside as they head for turn 1. Burt has the 13 hooked up very nicely. Leads them down the back straightaway. Bouchard is there, but look out because here comes the number 16 car. That is Chris Kopech out of Ware, Massachusetts. Chris, who has run very, very well here at the track for many years. Surprisingly, one of those that did not time trial well yesterday. And he will make every effort to get into this show. The 18 car, that is Eddie Spires. He gets a little bit loose and goes around. And it looks like we have lost yet another car underneath the Extramart billboard over in turn number 2, so the yellow flag is out. Southfield, New York driver Rich Clark goes around with the number 60 race car. Mike Stepanek is the point leader, but certainly not by a margin comfortable enough to come in here with a huge amount of confidence. All right, green flag is out, and this time Bouchard has a slight advantage at the line. Who will it be in turn number 1? Burt down low, Bouchard up high. Burt gets the advantage. Bouchard drops into second. Kopech into the 3rd spot, but we've got another spin, and that is the number 65 for Kenny Alfano. He refires the car. We remain under green as Eric Burt has managed to open up a slight advantage over Bouchard and Kopech. All the marbles on the table for this event. 12 laps is the distance. Bouchard closes just a bit on Burt. Down to the bottom of the racetrack. It's the 16 of Kopech, looking to challenge Bouchard into turn 1. They rub Nerf bars, and Kopech picks up the spot, but the yellow flag is out. Picture perfect as they head for turn number 3. Pace car dives in. Here they come. Side by side down to the line. And at the line, Burt has just about a 1-wheel advantage. And he turns that wheel advantage into a full car advantage and brings the 16 of Chris Kopech right along with him. So it is Eric Burt out in front, followed by Chris Kopech, the 91 of Bouchard, the 71 of Bob Polverelli. Those are the top 4. Only one makes the move into the feature event. Right now, Eric Burt is the man on the bubble. Can Chris Kopech, in the number 16, be the one to unseat him? Kopech wants to. He takes a look at the rear bumper, does not play bumper tag, but does get pretty darn close as we've got a spin up in turn number 2. That's the 41 car for Henry Cataldo. We're ready to go, and the green flag flies. This time, who will it be at the line? It looks like Kopech gets a great run at the start-finish line. Is he able to hold on? Kopech now puts the 16 out in front. Burt suddenly finds himself in the 2nd position. Running up on the outside is the 71 of Polverelli. And it looks like a black flag is going to be issued to, in fact, has been issued to car number 16 for jumping the start. So there is a huge, huge, huge hit for the number 16 crew. And the driver out of Ware, Massachusetts, Chris Kopeck. So your leader, the driver of car number 71, Bob Polverari. Black flag displayed for the third time to the number 16. It's official, your leader is the 71. Bob Polverari. Polverari was the man who set fast time here last spring for the icebreaker. And it looks like he might just find himself in one of the last two positions for today's running of the Extramark 125. The ageless 7-time champ from Riverside Park running in the lead, even though he is in fact behind the number 16. The black flag was given to Kopeck for jumping the start about 5 or 6 laps ago. Here they come down to the line. 2-lap marker shown to Polverari. Bob Polverari, the driver of the number 71. Frasco Fuel Oil. That's the sponsor for Bob Polverari as he collects the white flag. One more time around. We've got a spin. And it looks like we will not wrap this one up this time. That it was all over at this moment. The pressure here far exceeds the pressure of the 125 that he will run a little later this afternoon, should he take down the win here. Here he comes off the turn, just a little bit swirly, but gathers it back nicely. Bob Polverari into turn number 2. Final time around. He'll collect the checker. And the name of Bob Polverari is about to be added to the starting lineup for today's Extramark 125.
You see the limited sportsmen lined up on the back straightaway. A banner field. Sportsman competitors ready to take the green flag for their 20-lap feature event. I believe 40 cars scheduled to start. How about 41 to start the feature event for limited sportsmen in just a few moments. 12 laps from now, in fact, as the NASCAR Federal Modified Series gets set to compete in event number 2. 55 cars took time yesterday. A little before 3 o'clock, we started butt pole qualifying. Ted Christopher picked up the butt pole. After the redraw, championship contender John Blewett III will lead him around. Top 10 redrew for position. John Blewett III won that draw, and will start on the pole. Mike Christopher, driving the 50 car from Plainville, will start in second. Set to go this time. Field has assembled over on the back straightaway. Jimmy Blewett, the United Crane Chevrolet. Nevin George and the Bruce George Paving Chevy. Looking for the start. Off of turn number 4. Now qualifier event number 2 for the NASCAR Federal Modified Series off turn 4, and we're green. A little contact on the front row, and now Gomer Taylor spins down the back straightaway. Slide for life, barely missing the inside wall. So far, green stays out as they race down the back straightaway. Another car out of shape, make that 2 of them. Jim Willis in the 62, and the 08 of Dave Burby to spin down the backstretch. Through another car into the wall in turn 1. Oktoberfest at the Lee USA Speedway in New Hampshire. Off 495, exit 51B, and then you look for Route 125 and head up north to Lee, New Hampshire. Green flag's back out, back down to the stripe, and it's the 11. They'll lead them back into turn number 1. They got the jump for Nevin George. And falling in the second, Jimmy Blewett. Jake Morose up to third, Howie Brody's fourth. With Kevin Konopka rounding out the top 5, Mike Moeller, Jim Willis, and the 08. Car up into the outside wall. They're going to get this lap in the books. One car trying to back down. Caution is out. Off turn 4, and the green is out. Nevin George leading him back down into turn number 1. Jake Morose in second. Howie Brody's up to third. Kevin Konopka trying to grab that spot away on the outside. Does it successfully off of turn number 2. So Konopka, who started last on the field, has made his way up to third, has avoided all the problems. Jim Willis trying to come back up through to the outside of Howie Brody in the 96. Willis having a problem here on the front stretch, losing a couple of positions, and now falls tail end of the pack. At the front of the field, it's Nevin George all by himself, and car number 11 has pulled away by 4 car lengths over Jake Morose in the 9, Kevin Konopka in the 51, Howie Brody, Jimmy Blewett, and the 08 of Dave Burby. Another car pulls in, it's Jim Willis in the 62. So now we're down to 6 cars for 1 spot. The race winner transfers, everybody else heads home. Off of turn number 4 to complete lap number 4 in this 12-lap non-qualifiers race. Limited Sportsman cars are up next. 41 looking for the start. Howie Brody to spin up in turn number 1 all by himself. Single car incident. See if he can get it refired here and be able to keep the green flag out. He does. We stay green to complete lap 5. Nevin George opening it up several car lengths in the Bear car. Jake Morose in second, Konopka in third, all for naught at this point. With the cross flag shown this time off of turn number 4, halfway home, 6 down and 6 to go. Good battle for second. Konopka going to try and get around Jake Morose for the spot. Here comes Konopka looking to the inside, got a little out of shape, a little too low in turn 2. Lost about 5 car lengths on Jake Morose. Comes Jimmy Blewett looking to the outside of Konopka for the third spot, the 08 of Burby hanging in there in fourth. Howie Brody, the only other car on the speedway running in the 6th position. 3/4 of a lap down to the race leader, which is Nevin George, as he crosses the line to complete lap number 8. 4 laps to go. Good battle for second, though. Back down the line, Konopka. Here comes the 76 of Jimmy Blewett. Jake Morose in the 9. Everybody's going to get out of shape over at turn number 2. Nice save for Jimmy Blewett. Drove it in deep. And everybody stacked up, and Jake Morose just simply had nowhere to go on the inside lane. Had to climb on the binders, and Konopka shot by to the outside to grab the second spot. But again, they're racing really for nothing at this point with the 11 gone for Nevin George. He has taken off almost a half a lap in front of the battle for second, which has Konopka holding that position. Jimmy Blewett in third. Fourth is Burby. Fifth is now Jake Morose. Howie Brody, the only other car out there, in 6th. Two to go for the race leader, Nevin George, as he crosses the line. At the white flag. Lap to run for Nevin George. Battle for second continues. And there we go. 2 cars get together over in turn number 2. Checkered is out. The 11 takes down the race win easily for Nevin George. Kevin Konopka and the 08 of Dave Burby got together on the final circuit. And Jake Morose will finish second. Second now, just crossing the line. And that might have been the 76 for Jimmy Blewett.
Then in car number 06 is next on the grid. From West Warwick, Rhode Island, it will be Steve Malcolm.
Rolling off to post position, number 27, it's the number 54 of Dave Zemke.
Due up next in car number 34 from East Windsor, Connecticut, Bobby Leone.
We're going to pick up the pace with the lineup. The number 2, the 29th spot goes to the 81 of Jess Gleason.
And then it will be car number 48 for Gary Spinato from Waterford, Connecticut.
And the 31st position goes to the 87 of John Hare.
And then it will be the driver of car number 19, Scott Fanning.
On 33rd on the inside goes to the number 13 of Scott Hitchcock.
Due up next, car number 24, Butch Chamberlain.
Starting next on the inside, it'll be Otto Zabezny.
And then in the 36th starting position, car number 64, he's second in points, Tim Taylor.
37th spot finds the number 26 of Mark Curtis.
And then it will be car number 2 for Joe Plonsky Jr.
The 39th spot goes to the number 30 of Kevin Bowe.
Starting position number 40 will go to 00, and that's Mark Soughton.
And rounding out the field, it'll be the number 09 for Charlie Poulin. Matt, 41 cars strong. Look at this field. Getting ready, coming off the fourth corner. Green flag flies, and we're underway.
So we are going to have some sparks and some fireworks, and we have Bert Ramos getting the upper hand early as he takes the early advantage.
Ramos slides up into the middle groove off of turn number 2. The number 32 also tucks back in line. Chasing him down the back straightaway, the 32 being driven by Mike Ottaviano. That's a mouthful for you.
Well, Ottaviano making his presence felt early. A big traffic jam in turn 4. All kinds of cars congregating as cars try to maneuver and scramble around it.
A couple of cars trying to pull away, and it doesn't look like the yellow flags are going to be thrown. We're still under green flag racing.
So no harm, no foul, and Bert Ramos establishes his position in front.
2 rows back, 2 wide. Now contact off turn number 4. The number 4 getting turned around right in front of the field. The field going scattering, avoiding some of the wreckage. One car high up in the air on top of the wall off of turn number 4. That's the number 76 of Todd Dean. We're going to see the yellow flag fly here with only 2 laps in the record books.
So in the balcony, car number 76, Todd Dean, has 2 cars trapped underneath him and pinned underneath the 76 car. Mark Palmisano, he hadn't won a race either until the Thompson 300 weekend. Then he won back-to-back. So you got 2 hot drivers ready to determine the late model crowd.
Well, we're going to have some hot drivers ready to go back to green because the number 28 of Bart Ramos puts his right foot down. Here comes the cars off turn number 4. We're back underway.
Octaviano in car number 32 making his presence felt. He takes the high road. Fecto in the Hun in car number 57, and not far away is Bazzano, and we have a lead change.
Lead change going down the back straightaway is Mike Ottaviano. To the point, the 28 of Bart Ramos trailing right behind him. 1 car, the number 82, the 57 of Ken Fecto also in there, and the number 9 of Keith DeSantis.
DeSantis looking good as he maneuvers his way into 4th place ahead of Fecto, and then it's Leadfoot Larry Burnett. He is where he wants to be at this stage of the race. In 6th place, he knows he has a lot of laps left remaining.
Racing down the back straightaway, they got the number 3 in tow. That's Ed Pulio, former champion of this division. That car's for sale. He's got the point leader to his high side, but we got 1 car parked down in the grass. That's the number 6, being driven by Scott Souza from Groton, Connecticut. Green flag continues to remain out, getting ready to see if the drivers can get the car refired and pick up the rear of the field. But we've got changes to positions going on all around the track, but as soon as I say that, Tony Leckie throws the yellow flag and slows the field down.
So it's been a tough afternoon already for the driver of car number 6, Scott Sousa. So we have completed 4 laps. A pace car has left. The cars take center stage, and once again, Octaviano looks like he was popped out of a toaster as he grabs the upper hand again, but there's a 3-wide scenario behind him.
And the driver that came out smelling like a rose on that was the number 9 of Keith DeSantis. He moves into that runner-up spot going down the back straightaway, and there's all sorts of batters from 4th on back.
And it's Nick Bazzano trying to hold on to that number 3 spot, but he has some company right next door. That's Ed Pulio. Pulio wasn't with us for most of the year, but he joined us late, and he really did an impressive job.
Had a quick altercation over in turns number 3 and 4. Everyone wanting to get the cars pointed in the right direction. Number 86 parked down at the bottom of the speedway as the leaders start to bear down on them, and Tony Leckie throws the yellow flag.
So Mike Cavanaugh the car that got stuck between turns 3 and 4. He now moves that down pit road. And during that one lap, it was a very good lap for two drivers, Keith DeSantis in car number 9X and Ed Pulio in car number 3, as they have moved into challenging positions. Also, Larry Barnett, you have to keep an eye on him regardless of the circumstances in the race, because usually the last handful of laps is when he does his best running. So we have to focus some attention on the 73.
Just about ready to go back to green. Pace car pulls down the pit road.
The green flag is out, and once again, it's a dynamic restart for Mike Octaviano in car number 32, but look at Pulio. He roars into second place.
Ed Pulio knows how to get around this racetrack, and he knows that race car all too well. Yellow flag comes out once again. One car slow here on the front straightaway, the green and yellow number 13. And this place fills up completely. There's just thousands of vendors. But enough about that. We're just about set to go back to green. Mike Ottaviano feeling the pressures of Ed Pulio. The field kind of ragged off the fourth corner, but we're back underway.
And Pulio instantly goes underneath to challenge Octaviano, and we have a new leader surging out of turn number 2.
Ed Pulio in that white and black number 3 has got the lead. The number 44, Bill McNeil, hot on his tail going down the back straightaway. Ottaviano still hanging tough in that third spot.
But it's Bill, the real deal McNeil, moving into second, and he has it by 3/4 of a car over Octaviano, and Larry Barnett surging along in 4th place.
And the bottom line seems to be the faster way to go, because Larry Barnett is really picking up the pace, and it looks like he's pulled underneath the 32 of Michael Ottaviano. He runs 4th right now, but he's hot after Bill McNeil.
But McNeil close enough to shake hands with Pulio as they roll out of turn 4, and now Barnett into 3rd. Octaviano drops to 4th. DeSantis still in the neighborhood in 5th place.
Pulio now looking to the top side as they go into turn number 1. Now he's hot on the back bumper of Ed Pulio. As he comes underneath, here comes McNeil down on the inside. They're side by side as they hit into turn number 3.
The plot thickens as the drama gets better. Here comes McNeil on the bottom. It is Pulio on the top. There is traffic behind him, and it's McNeil by centimeters.
One car, Nick Bozzano, sliding into the infield as your leaders start banging door handles going into turn number 1. The 73 of Larry Barnett sits behind them watching it all. He's got 5 wins here this season, and to pick up a World Series victory would make it 6 on the year for the driver. Oh, one car hard in the back straightaway wall.
Now there's contact between McNeil and Pulio at the front. Yellow flag out.
Yellow flag flying from Tony Leckie. A bunch of cars getting together. The number 27, or that is that 77.
That's Joe Saraiva in car number 77, marooned down the backstretch. So our pace car has left the premises, and now taking center stage, our limited sportsman, and it is Pulio and McNeil picking up where they left off, battling it out for the lead.
Two of the heaviest hitters in the limited sportsman division, McNeil and Pulio battling it out. Leadfoot Larry Barnett watching it all happen in the 3rd spot. He knows that if they keep on battling, eventually a hole's going to open up that he can step right on through.
Octaviano in car number 32 is still in the hunt, but here they come, almost ball and chain together. The 3 of Pulio and the 44 of McNeil.
It's a real good race going down the front straightaway into turn number 1. They're really leaning on each other. They slide up to the middle groove. As Leadfoot Larry Barnett slides it off at turn number 2. Michael Ottaviano sits right behind him in the 4th spot, but the 2 leaders are still side by side.
Good race for DeSantis in 9X, also Ken Fecto in car number 57. And they almost come 3 wide off of turn 4, and Bill McNeil is back in front.
Back to the stripe. It's black and white. Bill McNeil, your new leader, as he heads down into the turn number 1. Now the 2 cars make contact off turn number 4. Your leaders spin in front of the entire pack. McNeil does a complete 360. Mike Ottaviano also around. So we've got some carnage on the back straightaway. Tough break for all those drivers.
What a job by Larry Barnett is somehow he was able to thread the needle and squeeze his car through the melee. That might be the move of the weekend right there by the driver of car number 73, Larry Barnett. So it looks like we're getting ready to get back to business. Our driver's getting ready, and we are ready to decide this one. The green flag comes out and they're underway.
Coming down the front straightaway, leading it back to the line is Leadfoot Larry Barnett in the number 73. Ken Fecto in the number 57 going side by side with Keith DeSantis off turn number 4. DeSantis uses the outside bank like a ramp to run down this back chute.
Now look at Fecto. Fecto giving DeSantis some company, so DeSantis feels the pressure and he moves up to challenge Barnett.
Good race so far. One car spun on the top of turn number 4. That's the number 61 automobile. That car being driven by Walt Hovey. Gets the car turned around and back down to the infield and onto pit road.
Great challenge for the lead. Barnett on the bottom, on the outside, but the yellow will come out. So once again, the race is on hold as out comes the gold on lap number 12. So now our Dodge Durango pace car goes into the pit road. Green flag is out. Let's see what transpires.
Leadfoot Larry Barnett leads the charge across the stripe. Ken Fecto in the number 57 runs in that runner-up spot. From there on back, it's all too wide with the 27 of Scott Cook also in the mix as they charge off turn 2.
Larry Barnett started the season on Icebreaker weekend with a victory. He would like bookends, a win at the World Series, but it won't be easy. Here comes DeSantis again, along with Ken Fecto, to try to hunt him down.
Keith DeSantis not going to give up all too easy in the AutoWorks Auto Body, sponsor number 9. Still runs strong in that top 3 as he goes around the top of Ken Fecto on the outside.
Butch Chamberlain wound up in the grass. He leaves the speedway. Good battle for second. 2 cars riveted together. Fecto in the 57, DeSantis in the 9X.
Another driver sitting right behind them watching it all is the Troy's Pizza number 23 of Jay Monahan. Monahan running strong within the top 5. He started deep in the field, 25th, and now he is up to 4th.
Good run by Jess Gleason in car number 81, and also Scott Cook in 6.
Well, when they hit the stripe this time by, Larry Barnett is going to see 5 fingers from Tony Leckie. 15 laps are down, and just 5 more laps to go.
Now Monahan has maneuvered his way into 3rd ahead of DeSantis. Next on his agenda will be the 57 of Ken Fecto.
Ken Fecto has got his mirror filled up with all of the number 23 of Jay Monahan. Monahan started 25th on the field, so he's come really from very, very far back.
But it's Larry Barnett, continues to be the drum major of the parade. 4 laps standing between Larry Barnett and a season-ending victory in the World Series.
Be a perfect way to end the season. He started it off with a bang, winning the Icebreaker, and hopefully he'll end it with a bang as well. Leadfoot Larry Barnett, 5 wins on the year, too, for this driver.
And things are also looking good for Scott Cook as he maneuvers on the bottom of the track trying to pick up a spot. Cars bump and grind. There is problems in turn 4.
Yeah, Nick Bazzano in the black number 82 got turned around in front of the field. The rest of the field checked up. Well, don't count out the number 23 of Jay Monahan. He started 25th. He's already up to 3rd, so he's been charging hard all race long.
So the green flag returns, and Larry Barnett returns to the front.
Tony Leckie throws the green. The rest of the field streaks under the line, single file. The 23 of Sean Monahan drifts up the track off turn number 2. The number 9 of DeSantis tries to stick his nose underneath there, but Monahan slams the door with 2 laps to go.
Also the 54 of Dave Zemke in the maroon car moving up a notch, passing Burcham and now challenging Scott Cook for that spot.
Good battle that goes on just outside the top 5. Scott Cook still in a good position, running consistently and running conservatively where he needs to be for the championship, but the battle is shaping up within the top 4. It's a battle for that 3rd spot, actually, as the number 9 of Keith DeSantis pulls way up on the top side in that number 9. Trying to go to the outside of Ken Fecto, battling down the front straightaway. Your leader is at the stripe. The white flag is out. Just 1 more lap to go. Unless there's any mechanical trouble, the 73 of Leadfoot Larry Barnett is going to cruise to an easy victory. Still a good battle for second place between Ken Fecto and the number 9 of Keith DeSantis. They're going to be side by side as they cross the line. The checkered flag is out, and winning World Series weekend is the number 73 of Leadfoot Larry Barnett. Ken Fecto and the number 57. takes down second place. Third is the number 9 of Keith DeSantis. Then it's the number 23 of Monahan coming home in 4th spot. And then it's Jess Gleason in the number 81.
So feature event number 1 complete for World Series Sunday. Of course, 7 run last night. And congratulations to Larry Barnett, the winningest driver for 2001 in this division. Unofficially, totally unofficial until after Tech and after the final points have been tallied, but it's car number 27 of Scott Cook taking down the 2001 track championship for the Limited Sportsman. Again, that is all unofficial until the final numbers are released from NASCAR later in the week. So it's Barnett taking down the top spot here in this Limited Sportsman feature. Coming up, the Mighty Midgets from NEMA, scheduled out next. Also on tap this afternoon, the ISMA Super Modifieds, Pro Stocks, the NASCAR Fairlight Modified Series, Sunoco Modifieds, and late models. And champions to be crowned, and I believe every one of our remaining features. Super Modifieds, of course, have already crowned their champion coming into this weekend, but we have a great point battle on tap for the NASCAR Fairlight Modified Series and all of the NASCAR Weekly Racing Series divisions that compete weekly here at Thompson. Larry Barnett climbs out of the car, down trackside. And Matt Buckler is down in the middle of it all. Matt?
Well, we just had a World Series record for distance jumping out of a race car. Larry Barnett, icebreaker weekend. You started the season with a win, and today on World Series, you end it with a win. What a pair of bookends.
Oh, this is where I really wished it would be. This is fantastic. I had a great view of, I'm not sure if you call it the best racing, but it was awful fun to watch those two just have a boxing match in front of me. I think everybody in this whole joint knew what it was going to happen, and it was going to be me trying to miss it when they wrecked each other, because those are very talented guys, and they just didn't care, I guess, today. But that was a lot of fun, and we survived all the water and the oil, and it's just fantastic to win this way. Scott Cook, I believe he survived also. Congratulations to him. He got the championship, and the best way you get a championship is to avoid wrecks and stuff all year long. So he deserves it just as much. I'm happy. Maybe I ended up second. I'm just happy. 9 wins. Never dreamed this good.
Well, some more good news. Walt Simlick, your sponsor, Realty, said he's got another $100 coming your way, and right now, even better, this plaque on behalf of Thompson Speedway, emblematic of your win on World Series weekend. Larry Barnett, ladies and gentlemen, let's go back upstairs.
All right, thank you very much, Matt. A big congratulations to Leadfoot Larry Barnett, bookending his season here at the Thompson International Speedway. 6 wins on the year for that driver. Big congratulations, but joining me up in the booth to my right is Tiger Perry. He's going to call some of the NEMA Midget feature with me.
A lot of people say you come here to see the modified show, the super modifieds. A lot of people come here to see the Northeast Midget Association. Very touchy race cars. You have to be very finesse in the corner with these cars, but they are extremely fast race cars up off the corners.
Very quick, responsive race cars also. You whack the throttle just a little bit and it'll snap your head back. And this is probably the second fastest division you're going to see here today. They're going to rip down the straightaways at over 135 miles an hour easily.
And the thing is, 135 miles an hour, Derek, there isn't any fenders, so if you have a problem, it's really just you and 2 tires that are going to save you.
Well, as they come off the corner this time by, what we want you to do is wave your hats, wave your hands, wave your programs at the Northeastern Midget Association, because they're going to wave back to you. We want to thank all of you people for coming out and supporting midget racing in the Northeast here at Extramart World Series weekend here at the Thompson International Speedway. And we've got a great field of midgets on hand, a full field of midgets, and it's going to be real competitive.
Just about every driver you talk to, Derek, says this is one of the most fun weekends you could have. Drivers like Ted Christopher were back there browsing through the pit area, talking with the drivers. They were just, everybody was excited, and they cannot wait to get this race underway.
Well, we're going to be set in just a moment to get this race underway. Rookie and a veteran on the front row, the student versus the teacher. Kevin Weeks, the student, Drew Finaro, the teacher. The green flag's going to fly from Steve Grant, and we're underway.
Right away, the veteran gets out in front. Finaro, Weeks trying to hold on a second. Here comes the 21 of Barry Kittredge.
Kittredge moving down on the low side. He's going side by side with Kevin Weeks down the back straightaway. Nick Finaro also in the mix. He's in the top 5.
The 56 just about breezed the wall coming off in turn number 2. Now has to settle it back in, trying to get a run on the outside.
56 taking that 4th spot. That's Nick Fenoro Jr. But look at Jim Miller in the number 3M. The car is real fast. But there goes Nogi on the top side of the track. There's a battle for the lead out in front. Barry Kittredge and Drew Fenoro side by side.
Kittredge trying to get it in, drives it in underneath Fenoro, gets the bite, hangs on to the lead. Here comes Jimmy Miller in the 3M. Can he drive in on the bottom side as well?
Drew Fenoro in jeopardy of losing more positions out there. One car spinning down on the inside. That's Mike Roselli Jr. in the number 98. Yellow flag being flown by Steve Grant. And the rest of the field starts to slow going down the back straightaway.
May have it running. So Legel looks like he's going to rejoin the rear of the field. And we're just about set to go to green. Kittredge and Fenoro back up front. Grant looks him over, gives him the green. Kittredge gets the jump. Roselli goes to the infield, but here comes Fenoro.
Fenoro, very good on the restarts. Takes the lead going down into turn number 1. Now it's a battle of the brothers. Nick Fenoro out in front. Comes off at turn number 2. The car's been fast all weekend. He's driving this weekend for the Bodicers, and he has a chance to win the race.
Fenoro also has a chance of doubling it up, admittedly winning a super race here this afternoon. He's trying to get a run going down to get away from the field. He has about 4 or 5 car lengths over the number 45.
A lot of positions exchanging hands. One car parked on the front straightaway off at turn number 4. That's the number 10 of Lee Bundy in the Chuck Wagon chassis sponsored race car.
Steve Grant looks the field over. Fenoro and Stower up front. Grant lets the green go. Here come the midgets off the corner, and Fenoro gets the bite. He holds off the lead, and here comes Stower.
2 of the best midget drivers in the Northeastern Midget Association, Nick Fenoro Jr. and Russ Stower, come off turn number 2, running 1-2. Drew Fenoro to 3rd, Barry Kittredge 4th, Mark Bonomo rounds out your top 5.
Here comes the rest of the field, trying to bear down with the top 6. Sherman crossed up a problem with the 45. Your defending champions off the pace. That's Russ Stower.
Tough break for Russ Stower. He falls back. He's got to have some problems with that automobile. But your leader, Nick Fenoro Jr., is starting to check out, only 4 laps down.
Barry Kittredge drives it in deep up to the back bumper of Fenoro. Can he get a run to try to take over the 2nd spot? He runs hard into the corners. Fenoro gets the run off. Kittredge has to tuck it in with another car off the pace. That looks like the 3M of Jim Miller.
2 cars slow on the speedway, Russ Stower and Jim Miller. Hopefully Stower will pull it off the track. But look at Barry Kittredge pull underneath. Drew Fenoro coming off the 4th corner. Fenoro carrying that left front wheel. Not the way you want to handle with these midgets nowadays. But now we've got the yellow flag flying out on the speedway. The 3M of Jim Miller parked at the end of the back straightaway. And now the rest of the field starts to slow down. Mark Bonomo in the 76 and the 35 of Randy Cabral make up row number 3. Keep an eye on those 2 drivers. They come off the 4th corner. The right foot goes down, and we're underway.
Fenoro gets the jump over his brother. Here comes DeMario, one of the New Jersey, Pennsylvania drivers, and he takes over the 2nd spot, and here comes the number 35 of Randy Cabral.
Randy Cabral looking very, very fast with just 6 laps in the books. Now there's a challenge for that runner-up spot. Look at Randy Cabral go right underneath Phil DeMario, and Drew Fenoro tries to take that 2nd spot away.
DeMario got a little crossed up. Cabral capitalized. Now can he get a run on the bottom side of Fenoro? Here comes one of the rookie drivers. Also here comes the number 76. He tries to run. Here goes Cabral down the bottom, takes away the spot, and here's on the back bumper. Fenoro trying to run with him, but then trying to chase down the leader.
He just drove it in and drove his heart out. And Randy Cabral stuck on the bottom of the track as well as the car could stick. And he pulls away from the number 54 of Drew Fenoro, trying to set his sights on your leader on a breakaway, the number 56 of Nick Fenoro Jr.
The number 46 of Rudy Boddicher brings his car to the infield, another problem car. Everybody started to string out just a little bit. The leader, Fenoro, has a huge advantage over 2nd, and Cabral sits comfortably in the 2nd spot. The battle now begins to brew for the 3rd spot.
Good battle heating up between Phil DeMario, Mark Bonomo, and Drew Fenoro. Also sitting beside him is Howard Bumpus and Ryan Dolan. Good battle between those drivers, but right now, the 35 of Randy Cabral needs a caution. He's waiting for a yellow, he's hoping for a yellow, so he can catch up to the back bumper of the 56 of Nogi Fenoro.
Fenoro started to run through some lap traffic. He goes around the Rosenfield number 88. The battle continues now for the 4th spot, the 76. Here comes Bumpus trying to get around the bottom. DeMario continues to slip back with the number 12.
DeMario continues here to make his fall back. He's being pressured by Ryan Dolan on the number 15. Drew Fenoro really not handling out there, carrying that left front wheel all the way off the corner.
Fenoro, the veteran, if anybody can get it done, it's him. Here comes the 76 trying to look down the bottom, has to stop. Closes the door, yellow is out, and that is what the leader did not want.
The leader off the pace on the back straightaway, stopped with mechanical trouble. The number 56 of Nick Fenoro Jr. parked on the inside of the back straightaway. What a heartbreak indeed. While leading this event, he had a commanding lead of the race, and now it is all for naught.
Well, Derek, it's a heartbreaker for Fenoro. He gets out disgusted walking away, but looks like he may have burned his foot. You see him trying to get his shoe off, so a definite problem with that race car.
The Esslingers push out over 320 horsepower. The Volkswagens have to stay wound up. The green flag flies once again. Here comes Randy Cabral down the front straightaway. One car up in the air, and it appears that Drew Fenoro takes the lead going into turn 1.
Looked like Howard Bumpus ran up on the back of Bonomo's number 76, lifted the right front right off the track, had 2 wheels in the air, came back down. We'll have to see if Bumpus may have messed up the suspension in either his car or the right rear suspension in the number 76 at Bonomo. Getting ready and set to go. Once again, Randy Cabral leads the charge off turn number 4. Here comes Drew Fenoro with that big horsepower on the outside. Now look at the inside, the 76 at Bonomo. He could be the upsetter here. Can't get the run off the corner. Fenoro gets the bite, so does Cabral. Bonomo's going to have to settle in this time, Mike. They come back for the halfway.
Randy Cabral almost making contact and slides the car in turn number 3, drives it in a little too deep. One car slow here in the front straightaway, that's Gary Sherman in the number 23. But all eyes are at the front of the field. The number 35 of Randy Cabral and the number 76 of Mark Bonomo are fighting for that 2nd spot.
Here comes the 98 of Roselli. Remember, he was in the infield with a problem. He started to make his way back up to the top 5. And here comes the 15 of Dolan, trying to get around DeMario.
Phil DeMario running that bottom line, but keep an eye on the 2nd spot out there on the track, the 35 of Randy Cabral and the 76 of Mark Bonomo. Those 2 drivers are going side by side. Turn 3 has been Randy Cabral's fastest corner as he comes off turn 4.
Bonomo has such a bite, Derek, that when he comes off from the corners, you can see him huck the left front wheel up in the air, trying to get a run. But all this battling is giving the breathing room that Fenoro wanted.
Well, look at Mark Bonomo. The car is very, very fast up off the corner. He slides it just a little bit as he comes down the front straightaway. Drew Fenoro continues to lead the charge in the number 54.
Now the field begins to catch up as the battling is slowing them down. Bumpus is in the 4th spot. Here comes Dolan now trying to get into the mix. He's in the top 5.
The top 5, nose to tail in turns number 3 and 4. Randy Cabral sliding the car a lot, and the car drifts up high, makes contact with the outside wall, and something's amiss in Randy Cabral's car.
That may have taken Cabral out of the race right there. He just grazed the front stretch wall. Here comes the 2 of Bumpus. He now runs to the 3rd spot. He's trying to get a run up on the inside.
And all that going on, there's a fight for the lead out there on the track. Mark Bonomo in the number 76, the M&M landscaping car, and the 54 of Drew Fenoro. Now we've got a new leader. Number 76, Mark Bonomo, takes the lead around the 54 of Drew Fenoro. Fenoro just was blasted by like he was tied to a post.
Now Bonomo puts big distance between himself and the rest of the field. Bumpus now takes over 2nd. Fenoro's car is off. He is not what he was in the beginning. He is in jeopardy of losing the 3rd spot now to the rookie Dolan.
Ryan Dolan drag racing with 54. Drew Fenoro down the back straightaway. Dolan's up on the top side of the speedway. He takes the 3rd spot away. But checking out as they come back to the line with only 5 laps to go is the 76 of Mark Bonomo.
Bonomo looking for a big win here this weekend in the World Series. Can he hang on? He's got plenty of racing room as long as the car stays together. But a lot of the other cars have had some problems. The infield is littered with cars. Here comes Bumpus. Now trying to hold off the hard-charging rookie Ryan Dolan.
Ryan Dolan, just 16 years of age, right on the tail of the veteran, the 2 of Howard Bumpus. Bumpus continues to run in that 2nd spot. It looks like he's holding up the 15 of Ryan Dolan, because if Dolan gets past him, he's going to try to hunt down Mark Bonomo.
Can he do it? Does he have enough time? Next time by, it should be 2 to go from Steve Grant up top of his flag stand. The rest of the field strung out pretty good. Dolan tries it again, gets the door closed. Nice move by Bumpus using the 88 as a pick.
Dolan is really in there as Bumpus and the 2 go side by side. They're off turn number 4. Dolan's on the inside. Bumpus to the top side. They drag race down the front straightaway into turn number 1 and give the spot to Howard Bumpus as they come off turn number 2.
Manomo way out in front, Derek. He has almost an entire turn lead. Now down the inside goes Dolan. Can he get the bite? No. Bumpus closed the door. White flag. One more time for Manomo.
Bumpus showing the prowess of a veteran with one more lap to go. Mark Manomo is cruising to an easy victory here at the World Series as the fight is for that second spot. Ryan Dolan in the number 15 looks underneath Howard Bumpus as they go into turn number 3. Bumpus in the black number 2. The checkered flag flies for your winner, Mark Manomo. He takes down the World Series win, and taken second on the final lap is the 15 of Ryan Dolan.
There you have it. Manomo gets the win. Dolan second. Howard Bumpus is in for third. Fourth, I believe, went to the 54 of Drew Ferraro. And finally off the top 5 was the number 35 of Randy Cabral. So we'll give the drivers just a minute to get down to victory lane. Derek Protosiglio headed down trackside to make the presentations here for the World Series of Speed. Super modified driver Joey Payne down making the congratulations. He himself has at times jumped in and out of a midget. And now he is out of the race car, ladies and gentlemen, number 76 as he gets his helmet off. That is out of Waltham, Massachusetts, in the Hawk chassis, Volkswagen powered car number 76. There's your winner, Mark Manomo. And now trackside now is Derek Protosiglio.
Well, Mark Manomo down here in victory lane getting congratulated by the Seymour brothers, Mike and Bobby down here. Mark, come on over here. Come on, I can see you. Come on over here. Comes around. Ladies and gentlemen, big round of applause for Mark Manomo, the biggest winner of his midget racing career. Mark, on behalf of the entire Northeastern Midget Association, I want to present you with this plaque from Extra Mark Convenience Stores, actually 2 plaques to take home with, put on your mantle. Mark, congratulations. You came from 7th spot. It was a good race.
Yeah, it was. I didn't think I was going to do it, but just was patient and waited them out, you know, and tried to save the tires as best I could. But last 10 laps here, they kind of were getting a little heated up, so I had to go to the bottom of the track. But all in all, it was a good effort from yesterday to today. I'm very happy.
And you were going back and forth with Randy Cabral for a while. The 2 of you almost looked like you touched in 3 and 4. He was fast on the bottom getting into the corner. You were quick up off the corner.
Yeah, we actually hit wheels a couple times down the front stretch and down the back stretch, but Randy's just he's a racer, and, you know, he's not afraid of hauling on in there, and I kind of like that, so it was a lot of fun.
And also, this is also the biggest win of your career. There's got to be some people you want to thank.
Yeah, I'd really like to thank the guys at Seymour Enterprise for everything, Bobby and Howie. If it wasn't for them guys, I wouldn't be where I'm at doing what I'm doing. And I also got to thank Mikey Seymour for all the help with the motor and the awesome power it makes. And my crew chief Chuck, who was with me all weekend.
Well, all those people came into a key factor in helping Mark Manomo take down the Neiman Midget victory. How about a big round of applause, ladies and gentlemen? The M&M Landscaping, number 76, this year's Extra Mark World Series feature event winner, Mark Manomo. Let's go back up top.
Pro Stock Automobiles. All part of the World Series of Speedway Racing. Brought to you by your local Extra Mart convenience store. Again, we thank each and every one of you for coming out. Please be as courteous as you can to the people who have seats in the grandstand and remain in your seats. Please do not stand against the wall or the railings. Please find a seat if you have a seat next to you. Raise your hand and let some people in. We ask that you please do not stand against the railings, so that you don't block the view of other folks who have also paid to get in.
Pretty good point battle on top for the Thompson NASCAR Weekly Racing Series Pro Stocks. Phil Rondo leads Jeff Connors by 28 points. Phil Rondo driving car number 19, Jeff Connors in car number 51. Both start in the top 8, looking for the start. This time off of turn 4, Michael Sullivan and Jim Banfield to lead them around.
Off the turn they come. Tim stares him down. Green flag flies, and we're headed for turn 1. It is car number 08. That is O'Sullivan, who will lead them into turn number 1. Mamlajanis right there in the 01. He is in the second spot. The 51 of Connors runs in the third position to the inside. Up on the high side, it's the 13 of Banfield.
That's Jeff Seidema rounding out the top 5. We have an incident. Mike Rivard spinning over in turn number 3, and the 1 becomes collected deep in the field. Caution is out. That is Mike Russo in the Cellular 1 car.
Green flag is out, and as they head for turn number 1, side by side, O'Sullivan on the inside, Mamlajanis up on the high side. Jimmy gets a real good run off that second turn, and it is the Extra Mart sponsored 01 for Mamlajanis out in front. But boy, we've got our problems as Bellafleur and the 48 of Doherty take a ride down through the infield. No harm done. We remain under green, and your leader continues to be the 01 of Mamlajanis.
2 laps completed. It's Mamlajanis by a car length over Michael Sullivan. Jeff Connors, and a good battle for 4th. Jim Banfield's going to try and grab that spot down the back straightaway from Jeff Seidema, who will tuck it in 5th. 6 remains the 19 of Phil Rondo.
We've got some problems down at the entrance to pit road. The 49 for Dave Bergman came to a stop, but now he brings the 49 car down pit road. And as we say, the green flag continues to fly over the Thompson Speedway.
And they continue down the back straightaway. Top 8 now, single file into turn number 3 with Mamlajanis at the point. Car smoking toward the rear end of the field. Looks like the 29 of Sandberg making his way down into turn number 3, right behind Liam Lombardi. First side-by-side battle, Chris Purley trying to get a spot on Norm Wren. Got out of shape in the process. Now Andy Johnson will spin over in turn number 2 to a complete 360 and try to keep the car in the forward direction. Caution is out. 4 complete.
Pace car is in. Nice and easy side-by-side. Jimmy Mamlajanis on the gas and off the turn. Here they come down to the line. Connors is right there with him, but Mamlajanis does have the advantage.
It's Mamlajanis down into turn number 1. Connors falls into 2nd. Here comes Seidema up to 3rd. Banfield and Todd Owen in car number 81. Battle side by side for 4th and 5th. Phil Rondo and Chris Purley, next 2 cars in line as they scramble to turn number 3. Car number 3 is having trouble. The 59, the 16, all spin down the backstretch. For Wayne Bellafleur, that's his second incident.
He's second in as many laps. That's a tough deal for Wayne. Last time he got tangled up with Chuck Doherty, but fortunately, both times he's able to drive away.
Let's again go back to green. Mamlajanis and Connors, the front row. Seidema and Todd Owen. Row number 2, off turn 4, the restart to begin lap number 6 of 30 for the Pro Stocks.
Mamlajanis does have the advantage at the line, as he did the last time. Connors drops in for 2nd, but down on the inside it is Owen. Todd Owen gets a good run. We've got a spin. That's Tucker Reynolds' car, the number 17, down into the infield in turn 1. Let's see if he's able to refire that baby. If not, we will go back to yellow, and in fact, that's exactly what happens.
So a single car incident down into turn number 1.
Pace car is in, and it looks like we are going to be ready for the green. In fact, the green does fly, and as it does, once again, Jim Mamlajanis steps to the head of the class, leads the field into turn number 1. Connors is right there. This time, Owens is not able to make the run to the inside of Connors between turns 1 and 2. Let's see how things shape up as they head down the backstretch. The 19 of Rondo on a roll as he slides by Seidema. We're back off of 4 and headed for the line.
Yeah, Rondo's up to 4th, trying to catch Jeff Connors. 1 car into the outside wall. They'll complete a lap, though. So they race back to turn number 1. Connors bid for the race lead into turn number 2. Mamlajanis to the outside. Owen in 3rd. Caution comes out.
Tough day at the OK Corral. Looks like restart time at the OK Corral. Here we go. Pace car is in. Jim Mavrogiannis once again will lead them off of turn number 4. Back down to the stripe, but here we go. The challenge for that second spot finds Owen tucked nice and tightly down at the bottom of the racetrack. He challenges and now moves ahead of Connors in the 51, but Connors does not want to give up any real estate. He tries to hang tough on the outside. Down on the inside of the next row is the point leader, Phil Rondo. How about Dick Houlihan? Dick Houlihan, who has not been a frequent competitor here this year, obviously has not forgotten his way around the speedway. He looks up and around the outside of the 51 of Connors, and now tucks right back in on the lead duo.
And there's Rick Fuller in car number 31, sets in 6. That car was smoking just a moment ago. As he crosses the stripe, new race leader Todd Owen goes to the front.
Owen, who has been very, very successful thus far this year, finds himself leading, but look at Hooley. Here comes Dick Houlihan. Up into the second spot. Houlihan, one of the winningest drivers in this division over the years here at the Thompson Speedway, puts the J&R Precast number 1 solidly into that second position ahead of Mavrogiannis, and now he looks to the low side of Todd Owen.
Owen continues to lead down the back straightaway. Houlihan, however, has reeled him in. Entering turn number 3, Mavrogiannis is third, Connors 4th, Zeidema 5th, and Phil Rondo 6th. But here comes Fuller looking to the inside. He wants to jump into the top 5.
Indeed he does, and Rick Fuller has driven many, many laps here at the Speedway behind the wheel of a Pro Stock automobile. Runs off of that second turn, currently well into the top 10, looking to make it a top 5 run for that team. Chris Purley sits behind Fuller. Purley also having a good run here today, but all eyes appear to be on Todd Owen and the one of Dick Houlihan.
The car spun down the back straightaway and has come to a rest just underneath NASCAR Weekly Racing Series scoreboard. They'll stay in the green this time by with Todd Owen out front into turn number 3. Houlihan second, Mavrogiannis third. 4th is Jeff Connors. Zeidema pulls in the pits. He was in the top 5. Something to miss on car number 38.
Zig Geno, who had come to a rest on the backstretch, refires his car, comes back out onto the speedway, so we remain under green. Laps continue to tick away, and Todd Owen and Dick Houlihan going at it tooth and nail. Hooley takes a look to the inside and manages to get the bumper up underneath the 81, but that's about all. Has to tuck back in as they renegotiate turns 1 and 2. Bumper to bumper, Hooley takes a look to the inside.
Leon Lombardi just blew up here on the front straightaway in car number 12.
Ooh, big time.
A lot of liquid down, caution is out.
Extremely disappointing for her. She has done very, very well this year in the points rundown. Going into the event, stood 9th. Tim Bennett and Tony Leckie on that starter stand this weekend. Green flag flies. Todd Owens is the one who has the advantage. He jumps on the throttle and will lead Dick Houlihan across the start-finish line. Owen has the advantage into turn number 1. Hooley runs in the second spot. Look at Rick Fuller right to the bottom of the racetrack. Picks up the spot over Connors. Tucks right in on the rear bumper of the 014 Jim Mavrogiannis.
Fuller grabbed a whole bunch of spots before the caution. Now gains the 4th position as the battle for the top spot. Off the corner, Owen will spin down to the infield grass. Tag the inside wall. Caution is out.
Boy, and that is a tough hit. Caught the very end of the pit wall, and that is what gets the car airborne. And a tough break for our leader, the number 81 of Todd Owen. Word is that Todd is fine. Your ticket purchased today will be good for $10 off of general admission to the grandstand. Any adult ticket, whether it be pit or general admission here. Bring it with you.
Back to green down into turn number 1, and it's Fuller to the outside. Mavrogiannis to the inside. Little contact between the lead duo. They straighten out, and it's Fuller who becomes the new race leader down the backstretch.
It's been a while since we have called since we have called Rick Fuller the leader of a Pro Stock race, but he sure has not forgotten how to twist the wheel of one of those things. About 4 years ago, he was a dominant force in this division, and today he seems to be running very, very well. Keep an eye on what may be tire smoke on that number 31 that just became visible between turns 1 and 2. And there it goes again, and I don't think it's tire smoke, to be quite honest with you, Kyle.
He's been smoking for quite a few laps now since the early stages of this event. He hasn't affected the car much. Pulls away 3 car lengths off of turn number 2 with Malogianis in second, Connors in third, side by side for 4th and 5th. Look at Gigi Gravel. He's been quiet all afternoon and now emerges up into the top 5 and gets around Phil Rondo for 4th.
Gravel, a former champ in this division, and now finds himself challenging Rondo for position number 4. They're side by side into the turn, and Gravel manages to pick up the spot as they head down the back straightaway. So it is Fuller out in front, followed by Mavrogiannis in the 01, the 51 of Connors, the 54 of Gravel, the 19 of Rondo. That's how they run as they cross the start-finish line.
Russo spins in turn number 2, brings out the caution. 18 laps complete with Rick Fuller out front.
Race car is in. Here we go. Fuller gets a good run off of turn number 4, and Rick Fuller once again sets himself into the number 1 position as they head back to turn number 1. Mavrogiannis is second down on the inside. Connors challenges, tries to make a run on the 3rd position, but Gigi Gravel motors ahead as they head back to turn number 3.
Single file amongst the top half dozen off of turn number 4. The first side-by-side battle involves Chuck Doherty in the 48. He was involved in an early race incident. He's made his way back up through along with the 24 of Radical Rick Martin. They run side-by-side for 7th and 8th. Chris Purley follows along with Norm Brennan, Andy Johnson down the back straightaway, but it's Fuller at the front, pulling away 3 car lengths between himself and Jim Mavrogiannis. Gigi Gravel's up to 3rd. Connors in the 51 is 4th. Round out the top 5 to 19 for Rondo.
Car number 1 for Dick Houlihan, who got put to the rear for taking out the leader Todd Owen, is on a run to head back to the front of this pack, but laps are now beginning to run out. Down to the final 8, make that 9.5 circuits. And the number 1 for Dick Houlihan has a long way to go to try to get back up into content for the lead.
Houlihan right now outside the top 25 as the leaders are off of turn number 2. Chris Purley may have a problem down the back straightaway. A lot of sheet metal flapping from the front of his car. Looks like the hood about to fly off of the 15.
Looks like the hood pin or its anchor broke on the right front corner of that race car, and so he's flopping a bit in the breeze, but at least it's not obstructing his
Dean
view
Petty
immediately.
spins in the corner. Tucker Reynolds was involved at the same exact time. A car blows up here on the front stretch, so 2 separate incidents bring out the caution.
Mosquito control in effect in turn number 1.
Petty, one of the cars initially involved. The incident was happening at the same exact time. One of the back markers exploded here on the front stretch. A huge cloud of smoke. The 17 of Tucker Reynolds was involved, and the 70.
Then if he gets warmed up with 50 laps there, he'll go 125. And then immediately after that, jump into the Sunoco modified for another 30. That's what you call stamina.
So a long day for Ted Christopher, a long weekend for Ted Christopher as the Pro Stocks re-enter turn number 2 for the restart. Gravel's out front, but here comes Fuller. Dive bomb to the inside, down the back straightaway, takes it all the way to the grass, and to the race lead, down into turn 4.
Rick Fuller right to the bottom of the racetrack and then runs up a little bit, just enough to motion Mr. Gravel, but hey, we're not going to give you the kind of racetrack that you want. So Rick Fuller has the advantage. Gigi Gravel runs 2nd. Jeff Connors is in 3rd.
Down the backstretch, Rondo's 4th. The 48, Doherty rounding out the top 5. Chris Purley hanging in there in 6th. As they run off of turn number 4, down to the stripe. 24 complete, and it continues to be Rick Fuller, who is also going to do double duty. He runs the NASCAR Federal Modified Series event later this afternoon in the Extra Mart 125.
Laps continue to tick away as we find ourselves in the closing stages of this one.
One car stopped in turn number 4, looking to be car number 8, Ron Loro. They'll race by to his outside as the green flag remains out for now as they cross the stripe with 4 to run. Fuller, the race leader. Gravel in second. Connors in third. Rondo in fourth. Caution is out.
Ron Laura unable to refire that number 8 car and sits. Boy, this thing has more twists and turns in it than a road course.
It's been quite an afternoon for the Pro Stocks. We're just getting warmed up with the Super Modifieds. Out next, Green's back out, and it's Rick Fuller in command. Connors now is second. Rondo is third. Doherty is back up to fourth. And rounding out the top 5. They run down the backstretch for Fran Coulson. Chris Burley up out of shape. Tagging the outside wall with 27 laps complete. A single car incident has the car fired up. He's going to let the rest pass. Now the 8 gets out of shape here on the front straightaway. Andy Johnson back straightaway, complete 360.
Well, we've got action all over the place.
Leads them back down to the line. Connors in second, Rondo in third. Doherty is fourth. And rounding out the top 5, it's the 37 of Fran Coulson. That's a gap back to Rick Martin, who runs in 6th. Norm Wren 7th. Andy Johnson 8th. Matt Koboluk 9th. Jim Banfield the top 10. One car goes up into the outside wall, and again it's the 1C of Mike Brusso.
This has not been his day.
Caution is out. Now with 2 to go.
And it was Ron Rickson, driver of the number 47, who secured the division championship for the season.
Green's out. And it's a 2-car breakaway. Fuller and Connors, Rondo, Doherty, Coulson, the top 5, Martin, Wren, Andy Johnson, Matt Koboluk, and then the rest of the fields being led by Jim Banfield. That's the top 10. Down the backstretch, everybody is single file as the white flag will be in the wind this time off turn 4.
Off the turn they come, down to the line. Rick Fuller is in charge and is headed for the final circuit. Fuller leads them off of turn number 2, down the back straightaway, into turn number 3. Checkered flag is out, headed for the line. Auburn, Massachusetts driver Rick Fuller, followed by Connors, the 19 of Rondo, the 37 of Coulson, the 48 of Doherty. So Rick Fuller returns to some very familiar home turf. Not only Victory Lane here at the Thompson Speedway, but Pro Stock Victory Lane here at the Speedway, a place that Rick has visited many times in the past. Finishing in the 2nd spot, the number 51 of Jeff Connors, a great run for him, but not quite good enough because his closest nemesis and the points leader going into the event, the number 19 of Phil Rondo, finished directly behind him. So if everything goes according to schedule and the number 19 passes muster at the inspection, you can see no doubt that Phil Rondo is celebrating his championship by doing a little smoke show for you down there in turn number 4. While he lights them up down there, let's light things up in Victory Lane as Kyle, we're going to have a word with him. Rick Fuller climbing out.
Race number 1 for him today. Takes down the race win. Going to have a quick photos down here trackside. Rick, congratulations. Back in a Pro Stock and back in Victory Lane here at Thompson.
Well, I'll tell you what, Butchie Shea from the former defunct, whatever it was, Riverside Park, put this car together. He finished it Friday morning about 6 a.m. and there wasn't a leak, a rattle, nothing. I mean, hell, you probably could have driven it, and you suck.
Well, thank you very much, Rick. Thank you. I was going to ask you about your tour car, but we won't talk about that. Yeah, speaking of that, how's the tour car running, Rick?
Oh boy, speaking of sucks, wow. Is he okay over there? Somebody send help. We qualified 19th. I mean, he's going to blow that up.
That's all right. He's won the championship. He can afford it. Cruz coming over and congratulating Rick. Once again, congratulations on the race win, I think, and good luck later this afternoon in the modified race.
Thanks very much.
Rick Fuller, Pro Stock winner, here. He's going to try and take down the race win later and maybe beat that burnout with a torque car. Here's the trophies, and congratulations, Rick Fuller. Let's go back upstairs as the Super's about to be pushed off. Russ?
Kyle, thank you very much. Another fun interview with Rick Fuller.
One of the best races you're going to see all day long, wing to wing, wheel to wheel here in the Super Modifieds. They're going to put on the show over 150 miles an hour here at the end of the front straightaway. So things should be very, very interesting here in the ISMA Super Modifieds. Great job done by the entire staff here in the ISMA organization. We've had a great season. Dave McKnight picks up the championship, but everybody's looking for a win here today as they get ready to go down the back straightaway. Once again, on the front row, Samet and Timmons are going to bring them down on the flag stand. Jerry Kritzman, the official starter for the ISMA Super Modified organization. Thunder ready to roll down here in the Connecticut Valley region. White flag being displayed. Samet and Timmons, Page and Hawksby, Payne and Lichty, Kenny Bell, Chris Purley make up the next row. Rudin McKnight, Gosick and Ordway, a couple of veterans there going to try to make their way through. Noki Fenoro, Bob Timmons Jr., Howie Lane, Johnny Payne, Stevie Knowlton, and Eric Lewis trying to get his way to the front. Everybody looking to get to victory lane. Howie Lane, Randy Riskus, Greg Furlong, Jim Shirey, Teddy Christopher, Lou Ciccone, and the rookie Ricky Wentworth also trying to make his way to the front. Ladies and gentlemen, hang on to your hats because we're going to roll them here off turn number 4. Down the front straightaway into turn number 1. Green flag is racing, and Mark Samet will go to the point. Out front, Samet is the leader. Timmons is right there. Here comes Hawksby. Here comes Fenoro. Here comes Brad Lichty now to the inside. Chris Purley, and look at Dave McKnight. Dave McKnight trying to make his way to the front. And whoa, we got him around. Joe Gosick, Johnny Payne, everybody goes up high. We owe it to them to bring it all to our living rooms, but right now we're going to see it live as the white flag had just come out, indicating next time around we're going to be back under the gun, and Mark Samet and Jamie Timmons are going to try it one more time down into turn number 3. This time Timmons has a little bit of a jump, and Timmons will take the point at the stripe. Down into turn number 1 they go, and side by side for second now, but Hawksby makes the pass. Kenny Bell, Howard Page, Brad Lichty, Russ Wood, and here comes Purley. Field scatters from 4th on back. Number 32 diving down the inside, takes that 4th position away as your leaders come off down to the stripe. Number 27, Jamie Timmons, leads the charge with the 2 of Joe Hawksby in second. There goes Hawksby to the bottom of Timmons off turn 2. Hawksby trying to reel him in, had a little bit of a shot right there. The rest of the field slowly starting to thin out. Fenoro stuck on the outside. Now the 78 of Samet is out there. Here comes Purley to the outside of Brad Lichty. He'll pick up a spot as they start to lighten the load just a little bit. We have 2 laps into the record books. Another bid for the runner-up position going on out there. The number 18 of Howard Page. Now he rockets past Jamie Timmons in the number 27 off turn number 4. This time by back to the stripe. Your new leader is the number 18 for Howie Page. Page doing a great job early on, but look out because the big guns are coming. Mike Ordway, Chris Purley, Dave McKnight, Nick Fenoro. The 66 is back in the pack of Joey Payne and also Liquid Lou Ciccone. Wow, McKnight that time was sideways off turn number 4. Good save by McKnight as he comes down the front straightaway. They all go into turn number 1. Your top 5 is running nose to tail down the back straightaway. One move right there. Dave McKnight gets past the number 78 of Mark Samet. He's going to take the spot away. He's inside the top 10. This time, once again, Howard Page will click off lap number 5. Jamie Timmons is right there, about 5 or 6 car lengths back. Would love to have a good run here this afternoon. The 2 of Joe Hawksby, then Russ Wood trying to reel him in. Kenny Bell having a great day so far. Purley, Ordway, and McKnight. Russ Wood using that low line coming off the 4th corner. He's going to drive it down into turn number 1. Once again, using that grass
cut line to try to take the number 3 spot away from Joe Hawksby Jr. He follows him down into turn 3.
A little bit further back in the pack, 8th, 9th, and 10th, we have Brad Lichty, the 16 of Randy Riskus, Bob Timmons Jr., and then Howie Lane, and then Greg Furlong, the 66 of Joey Payne, and now Lou Ciccone has got by Joey Payne, and he's on his bid to the front.
And with all that going on, just outside the top 5, the number 94 of Dave McKnight moves to the outside of Mike Ordway. They drag race down the front straightaway into turn number 1. Ordway's got the 11 of Chris Purley in front of him, so they're all battling for positions as they go down the back sheet.
Once again, tough break for Christopher. He'll pull behind the wall. Back of the stripe, Page is the leader. Timmons second, Hawksby and Woody the top 3.
Field goal goes through turn number 2. Hawksby now hot down the straightaway, very, very fast. He's got Russ Wood breathing down his exhaust pipe. The top 6 or 7 are in the line right there, but as soon as I say that, Mike Ordway, the number 61, who looks underneath the 11 of Chris Purley, and that opens the door for Dave McKnight to also take a look, but that's all it is a look as they come off turn 2.
Doing a great job, nose to tail, they'll duck back in. The field really starting to thin out. Ricky Wentworth trying to hang on and stay on the lead lap as the leader, Howard Page, doing an excellent job. Ordway and Purley within inches at 150 miles an hour. Man, these guys are really putting on a show.
Man out in front, your leader, the number 18, Howard Page, has checked out. He is gone. He's got a half a straightaway advantage over Timmons in the number 27 and the 2 of Joe Hawksby. Russ Wood sits behind him watching it all happen, but there's a bid for the runner-up spot. Joe Hawksby tries to go underneath Jamie Timmons. Down the back straightaway they go, side by side into turn number 3. Timmons up on the top side, Hawksby on the bottom. They battle off 4.
This time at the stripe, Hawksby will have the advantage. A little bit further back in the pack, McKnight cut by Mike Ordway. Everybody trying to bide their time. These guys are really clicking off some quick laps now as they go down the back straightaway. Russ Wood trying to get into the top 3. The leader at the stripe. Second is the 2 of Joe Hawksby. Jamie Timmons doing a great job holding off Russ Wood, but it's not going to last for long as Wood will dance it off of 2 on the bottom side, and he'll now move into the top 3.
He takes over 3rd position. He's got his sights set on Joe Hawksby Jr. in the number 2. They come off the 4th corner. Wood continue to run that grass-cutting line down in front. But if he gets in front of Hawksby, he's going to take off like a rabbit because the number 18 of Howard Page is gone, and he's going to need that time to run him down.
Once again, the leader at the stripe, just starting to lap the slower cars of the number 10 of Wentworth and the number 88 of Stevie Knowlton. Now Page has his sights set on the number 58 of Jamie Letcher. A little bit of dicing going on once again for the runner-up spot between Hawksby and Russ Wood. Hawksby still has the advantage in the number 2, doing a great job there. Hawksby got a chance to talk to him earlier on, would love to pick up a win here today. McKnight now starting to come. He'll go to work on Jamie Timmons. Ordway got by Chris Purley, and look at Lou Ciccone. Don't count out Liquid Lou because he's making a bid.
Action now moves to the top 4. The 94 of Dave McKnight working on Jamie Timmons. He's following him through turns number 1, off of 2, down on the bottom side. He comes off that 2nd corner, flies down the back straightaway. No room for position as of late.
Stevie Knowlton off the pace in the number 88. He's going to go to the inside. He might go to the pits. Yes, he does. Tough break for that team as something could be going a little bit wrong on the 11. He's a little bit off the pace. Ciccone now gets by Brad Lichty, and he's trying to get into the top 10.
Ciccone pulls past Lichty for that coveted 10th position. He's got the number 11 of Chris Purley in front of him. They come off of turn 4 this time by. The leader continues to be the number 18 of Howard Page, followed by Joe Hawksby, Russ Wood, then it's Dave McKnight, and right behind him to round out the top 5 is Jamie Timmons.
Timmons right there in 5th. Ordway is 6th. 7th, the number 32 of Kenny Bell. The battle is for 8th between Purley and Ciccone, and Purley not up to par here this afternoon in the number 11 as Ciccone goes by on the outside. Once again out front, the 18 of Howard Page, but it looks like the 2nd and 3rd place runners could be reeling in the leader. They're starting to close some distance here on the number 18.
Yeah, the 18 of Page losing some ground to the number 2 of Hawksby. He had over a half a straightaway advantage, and now they're closing it up to about 15 car lengths as they roll through turns number 3 and 4. This time by, 24 laps are going to be up on the board. They're almost to the halfway point.
Once again, they'll work down into turns 1 and 2. Page, Hawksby, Wood, McKnight. The 27, of Timmons, Ordway, Kenny Bell, and here comes Ciccone. Ciccone trying to get in here as they cross them up. We're halfway. 25 down, 25 to go for the Isthmus Super Modifieds.
Keep an eye on the number 75 of Lou Ciccone. With each and every lap, he starts picking more and more cars off. He made his way up into the top 10. He sits 8th right now, and he's chasing down the number 32, Ken Bell.
Howard Page losing some distance now between he and Joe Hawksby as Hawksby slides it up in the barrel, drives it off turn number 2, really gets some good momentum down the back straightaway, shoots it into 3, and he's within 3 car lengths of the leader coming off turn number 4.
Howard Page's lead is completely gone. He's got lap traffic in front of him as he goes down into turn number 1. Joe Hawksby Jr. in the purple and white number 2 has got Russ Wood all over him. The 3 leaders, first, second, and third, go single file into turn number 3.
Don't count out our new champion, Dave McKnight. He's, Mike Ordway up in a cloud of smoke. Jamie Timmons into the wall hard. We have fluid all the way down the back straightaway. The 66 of Joey Payne goes spinning. Boy, we got a mess down there in turns 3 and 4. Tough break for Jamie Timmons. Should be very interesting here as Howard Page starts to tighten up into number 18, Joe Hawksby right there, Russ Wood, Dave McKnight, and Ciccone. Watch Ciccone on the restart. He's the man on the jump, usually looking for a move to make. Green flag is out this time around. Page is the leader at the stripe. Hawksby, Russ Wood, Dave McKnight, and Ciccone now looks to the bottom side as McKnight goes to the outside of Russ Wood.
Canadian flag ripping down the back straightaway in the hands of Dave McKnight. He's on the outside of Russ Wood in turns number 3 and 4, challenging for that coveted top 3 position. Another car up into the outside wall. That's the number 78 of Mark Samet from London, Ontario, Canada. The Curry Steel Barry's frame alignment machine. And could be some of the speedy dry, the remnants of the speedy dry left over there in the corner. Somebody slipped up just a little bit because turn 3 and 4 is a little bit slippery over there.
Bill Waters, please report to the main ticket this time. Thank you, Bill Waters.
So we're getting ready and set to go back to green. Howard Page is going to lead the charge back into turn number 3. The green flag flies from Jerry Kritzman. We're back underway, and look at Lou Ciccone down the front straightaway. Gets a good jump on the restart.
Ciccone, plenty of bite that time as he anticipated the green, gets around the 94 of Dave McKnight and has his sights set on Russ Wood. Wood is right there, but the race leader still the number 18 of Howard Page. Got to give a call for the 2 of Joe Hawksby Jr. as he is doing a great job running in the top 3. Dave McKnight Jr. now will go to the outside of Ciccone. Can't seem to glue it down, has to back off just a little bit.
Ciccone comes through turn number 4 one more time. Russ Wood in front of him, looks underneath Joe Hawksby as they go down the front straightaway into turn number 1. Hawksby slams the door on Russ Wood. Fields off turn number 2, the top 5, a single file down the back straightaway.
Chris Crowley trying to make his way back up through. Greg Furlong is there, but the battle is for 4th. These guys have tangled before and they might tangle again. They're no stranger to side-by-side racing. Dave McKnight Jr. and Lou Ciccone. McKnight almost gave him a touch off turn number 2. Ciccone is there trying to hold him off. Can't seem to do so. He'll drive it back up off turn number 4 this time. Hawksby right there. Russ Wood, Ciccone, and McKnight. Brad Lichty, Kenny Bell, Randy Riskus, and Greg Furlong.
Hawksby leaves the door open, and the 29 of Russ Wood steps right on through. The 2 of them are side by side. They come off turn number 4. Give the runner-up spot right now to the Sweet Manufacturing, number 29 of Russ Wood.
Pelham, New Hampshire's own Russ Wood slides it off of 2. He's got the 18 in his sights. That's who he's got to get by to pick up the win, but he might have to contend with Hawksby and McKnight. McKnight right out of control off turn number 4.
McKnight very, very sideways. He still holds on to that car. Shuffles Lou Ciccone 1 spot back. There he goes up to the top side of Hawksby on down the back straightaway, side by side. Hawksby's on the bottom. McKnight's on the top side. Hawksby throws the car in deep into the corner. McKnight's going to cross him in the middle of the apex and tries to come back underneath him.
Joe Hawksby Jr. doing one heck of a job into the number 2. This kid has come a long way in the super modified ranks. He runs out at Oswego without the wing. He's an ISMA Tour regular with the wing. And I want to tell you, he just showed some great driving to Dave McKnight. They almost touch again in the battle for the lead. Heats up down into turn number 1 as the 29 of Russ Wood is all over the 18 of Howard Page. Lap traffic could play a factor in this one. Page drives it into turn number 3. Slides it up a bit. Here comes Hawksby to the outside now. Hawksby looks to the high side of Russ Wood. Not enough room as they go down nose to tail into turn number 1.
There's a traffic jam within the first 4 spots. The number 18 of Howard Page trying to hold off the challenges of Russ Wood and the number 29. Wood now drives to the bottom of turn number 4 as the laps click on. The number 18 of Howard Page gets slower and slower. He keeps losing the lead. Page is looking for another caution flag to probably cool his tires down, but as they go down the back straightaway, the number 29 of Wood has got a wheel in there, and the 18 of Page just drives it into the corner, drifts up the track a little bit. We may have a change for the lead back at the stripe.
Page with a slight advantage that time. He's going to try to slam it one more time. Russ Wood says, no way, I'm going to the front. Here comes McKnight now to the bottom side. ISMA Super Modifieds racing at its best. Lap traffic almost a factor down in turn number 3. Randy Riskus off the pace. Out front, Russ Wood leads him one more time into turn number 1, and it looks like the yellow flag will come out for the number 16 of Randy Riskus.
Randy Riskus drawing the caution flag as he rolled down the front straightaway here at the Thompson International Speedway. Wasn't able to make the left to get up onto pit road, but we've got one of the push trucks behind that automobile. Well, the white flag has been given by Jerry Kritzman the next time by. When the Supers hit the stripe, the green flag is going to be in the air. Number 29 of Russ Wood is going to lead the charge back to the green. Howard Page second, Joe Hawksby Jr. third, fourth Dave McKnight, the defending champion of the International Super Modified Association. And if you look at the end of pit road, you can see that Canadian flag of McKnight's waving proudly in his pit.
Green flag this time by at the start-finish line. Here they come off before McKnight to the outside. Something wrong with Howard Page. Tough break for the number 18 as Dave McKnight goes around the 2 of Hawksby. Ciccone now trying to reel in the 2 as they go down into turn number 3, but out front, Russ Wood in the 29 is your race leader. This time by, they'll complete lap number 40. 10 laps left to go, and the yellow flag is out.
Yellow flag flies to slow the field down. 2 of the fastest men in super modified racing, Russ Wood and Dave McKnight, both come to the front of the field.
As they go nose to tail into turn number 3. Green flag in the hand of the flagman, Jerry Kritzman. Green flag is out. Russ Wood back on the gas. Here comes Wood, Hawksby, McKnight, and Ciccone. These guys are right there into 1 and 2. Hawksby holds off the 94. McKnight now looks to the bottom side. Hawksby will drive it back down in one more time. McKnight, the flying Canadian, throws it to the bottom, down the front straightaway, trying to pick off the spot. Whoa, McKnight sideways, almost got into the 2 of Hawksby. These guys are side by side one more time, folks, over 150 miles an hour, and they touch.
Trouble in turn number 3. The 2 of Joe Hawksby hits the wall. The 94 of Dave McKnight does a complete 360 on the grass, but stops the car down at the bottom of the apron of the racetrack. The caution flag is out. The driver climbs out of the car. I've got a big round of applause, ladies and gentlemen. He's okay.
Joe Hawksby down there, very, very upset. A tough break for him. The new champion for the ISMA Super Modifieds, a tough break for him as he probably wanted to win also here this afternoon. Obviously, he probably did, and pick up 2 trophies here today. We have some different faces in the running order for the ISMA Super Modified finale here as things start to heat up one more time down in turn number 3 and 4. Russ Wood bobbles a little bit that time. Ciccone trying to capitalize down the front straightaway. Green flag racing into turn number 1 as our leader Russ Wood goes off of 2. Him and Ciccone are nose to tail. Brad Lichty, Greg Furlong, and here comes Howie Lane now trying to get into the top 5.
as they all come off at turn number 4. The top 5 single file. 29 of Russ Wood continues to lead the way, followed by Aston, Pennsylvania's Lou Ciccone Jr. in the Wyland Products, number 75. Got some good distance between himself and third, which is Brad Lichty. Other battles going on throughout the pack. The number 97 of Howie Lane, the 32 of Ken Bell, the 4 of Milky Fenoro. They're all doing battle as they come back to the stripe.
Howie Lane crisscrosses the 32 of Kenny Bell. Can't seem to make it work. Milky Fenoro way up in the barrel off of 2. Gets a good run. Goes by Howie Lane and now is into the top 6. This time off of 4. The leader at the stripe is Russ Wood. Ciccone, Lichty, Furlong, Kenny Bell, Fenoro, Joey Payne, Howie Lane. Whoa, they're down in the dirt. Everybody's bumping and grinding once more time. Kenny Bell off the pace. Right there just a little bit. Loses 1 spot to Fenoro and now Fenoro is into the top 5. Kenny Bell drives into the back of the number 4.
Oh, heavy impact on the outside of turn wall. Coming off at turn number 4. The 32 of Ken Bell got into Noki Fenoro. Noki Fenoro took an ill-advised route down into the grass. The car shot back up the track in front of the rest of the field. Joey Payne involved. The 97 of Howie Page involved. Tough break right now. Joey Payne upset out of the car. He's okay, not happy.
The track safety crew down there assessing the damage. Kenny Bell is moving around. Howie Lane is moving around.
All the drivers are okay, ladies and gentlemen. We've been informed.
Nick Fenoro out of the car. The fire department down there, as we could have a fire going on. Nick Fenoro could have had a stuck throttle as he shot out of the bottom of the infield area, and we have a lot of carnage here on the main straightaway. A tough break here this afternoon for the ISMA Super Modifieds, and the safety crew is down there assessing the damage. We've got some fluid all over the place. People, please try to stay as far away from the fence as you can. This time by, things will start to tighten up just a little bit, as Russ Wood and Lou Ciccone are going to have at it coming off turn number 4 next time around. 7 laps left to go for the number 29 of Russ Wood. Russ Wood is our point man. He took over from Howard Page in the number 18. He's going to try to get it done here this afternoon. A little hesitance right there off of 4. Here comes Ciccone now down to the inside, trying to make a look into turn number 1. Can't seem to have the pass there. Furlong, Purley go side by side. That's a battle for 4th. Purley with a slight advantage. He'll pick up the spot going into turn number 3.
The top 4 are single file as they come off the 4th corner. Lou Ciccone using that bottom line as it goes down the front straightaway in at turn number 1. Russ Wood is your leader. 3rd spot is Brad Lichty. Then it's Chris Purley and the 94 of Dan McKnight battling with Greg Furlong.
McKnight has the advantage one more time into 3. They go. The leader at the stripe once again is Russ Wood. Russ Wood will dive it down into 1 on the bottom, slide it up to the middle about a half a length, come back down off the 2, holding a real good line with less than 5 laps to go. Lou Ciccone trying to follow the tire tracks, and he knows he's only going to get 1 shot at this win if Russ Wood even gives him a shot. Ciccone now within 3 car lengths, but then down the back straightaway, Russ Wood opens it up just a little bit into 3.
And Lou Ciccone running a higher line as he enters the corners, trying to carry his speed and preset the chassis as he drives after the number 29 of Russ Wood. A good gap though between 2nd and 3rd, about 10 car lengths between him and Brad Lichty, who runs in that 3rd position.
Purley and McKnight are battling nose to tail. Purley with a 2-car advantage. McKnight slides it to the bottom side one more time. Down the front straightaway, wheel to wheel into turn number 1. These guys are tight now, once off of 2. Give the advantage to McKnight. He's now into the top 4. This time by, white flags waving for Russ Wood as he goes down the front straightaway. Lou Ciccone runs 2nd. 3rd, Brad Lichty having a great day in the number 84 team car. The 94 is 4th. Into the top 5, the number 11 of Chris Purley. 6 is Greg Furlong. But here comes your feature winner at the stripe. The number 29 of Russ Wood will nail it down.
Russ Wood takes down the Thompson Speedway's World Series of Speedway Racing, presented by Extramart. Lou Ciccone Jr. comes home in second. A good day for the Team Lichty, the 84 and the 94 of Brad Lichty and Dave McKnight. They finished third and fourth, and rounding out your top five is the R&R Machine, Shea Trucking number 11 for Chris Purley. So when it was all said and done, 50 laps later, your winner of the 2001 Extramark World Series of Speedway Racing, driving the Paul Dunnigan-owned Sweet Manufacturing number 29, it will be Russ Wood. He wins the race over a hard-charging Lou Ciccone. Ciccone came all the way from 21st spot to finish second, gave a little bit of a challenge to the number 29 of Russ Wood, but Russ Wood was too strong in the end and squeaks off the victory here this weekend. The top three down there at the start-finish line. Russ Wood, your leader, with the win. Second was the Wyland Enterprises, number 75 of Lou Ciccone. Third spot was the number 84 of Brad Lichty. Art Russo's made his way down to victory lane. We're going to throw it down to Art and Russ Wood.
Thank you very much, Derek. And the tension is high throughout the super modified pits here this afternoon. A wild race, ladies and gentlemen. These guys doing one heck of a job. Russ Wood down here talking with his dad down into victory lane, his wife and entire family now joining him, and he's trying to unbuckle, get the helmet off, and get out of the car. Folks, ladies and gentlemen, here he is. How about a round of applause for today's feature winner, Russ Wood? A long game of survival here this afternoon, and Russ Wood ends up taking down the collection here. Russ, if I could get a quick word with you for just a moment as he's being congratulated by the entire Paul Dunnigan crew. The media waiting very patiently here on the front straightaway. Russell, come on over, we'll get a quick word with you. First of all, on behalf of Don Honing and the entire staff here at the Thompson Speedway and Extramart, I'd like to present this plaque to you for doing a great job here this afternoon. You know, one heck of a race. You had a lot of cars and a lot of trouble to avoid, but you did a great job. Tell me a little bit about it.
Our car was pretty good all day. It was good and solid. I was worried about Joe, my teammate, and the 94, and looked like they had tough times. My car was good, though. I ran a fast lap in the end, the fastest one of the day, they said. Guys just gave me a great race car. It's unfortunate, all the wrecks, and what are you going to do?
Joe Hawksby, a great run early on. Also, how about Howard Page, huh? What a great drive by him. Came up just a little bit short, and you took advantage of that.
Yeah, Howard and Joe were running really well. I could see Howard's right rear was blistering pretty bad. I knew he wasn't going to last. Joe is tough break for him. I would like to congratulate Dave McKnight on his championship, the 94-84 team. They really worked hard for it, and they earned it.
Ladies and gentlemen, one more time, five-time ISMA Super Modified champion. He'll pick up the win here today. How about a round of applause for Russ Wood?